Good morning and welcome to another chat session. We are live in uh, beautiful downtown Crestline. Sorry, scratchy throat this morning. Beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire. Welcome in, Jason. You're the first to pop in. You were quick. Wow. The cats are driving me nuts. They've been staying in the house a lot, and the stray cats and feral cats keep trying to come in. Oh, car payment. Jason has a car payment. Man, that's rough. Wow. Well, that's one reason why I don't have a car. I couldn't possibly make the payments. But that's okay. Not a problem. I can't just hop in the car and go to the grocery store. But I have a ride this morning to get my mail and send off some payments of bills. Yeah, that's my choice too. Do I want a home or a car? I chose a home. But see, at my age, it makes more sense this way. But when I was younger, I chose the car and lived in the car for 2 years while saving up to get an actual home. I ended up renting a room until I got on my feet. And then Granny passed away and left me enough for a down payment on a house. I miss Granny. I'd rather have her around than have the money. But she was 93 years old. Yeah, it takes time to save money, but I'm hopeful that under the new administration, prices will go down. And, you know, I remember when I was working, I kept thinking, if I get a raise, I'm just going to pay more in taxes and I'll have the same amount of money to spend, or maybe even less, because I'll be in a higher tax bracket. But we've been promised that the income tax bureaucracy will be changed, that the rules will change and people will not pay as much in taxes. One can always hope. I actually Hi Ditch, welcome in. I actually don't have to pay income taxes. I don't make enough money to pay taxes, but I have to file every year because I would lose my Medicaid that covers the co-payments on Medicare. They demand to see my taxes every year. It's ridiculous. And because I get a little money selling books on Amazon, I have to file a long form. It's like 6 pages. Just to tell the IRS that I don't owe them any money. And I have to make copies, one for me and one for the state of California, well, the county of San Bernardino, to keep my medical coverage. And at this point, it's ridiculous. I don't have many medical expenses, but, stuff happens. Like when I broke my hip, all I had was Medicare, and I had to appeal to a private charity to help with the co-payment. It was hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Hi, Witta, welcome in. And Freeman is here. Reactors online, sensors online, weapons online, all systems nominal. Okay. Oh, Freeman got the bird flu. Yeah, but nobody is doing that horrible research that could create a pandemic, huh? Yeah, right. Dr. Fauci says so, under oath. Oh, I haven't had the flu since, let me think, about 1959. I did get COVID twice, the original and the one of the Omicron strains, but I wasn't very sick. Well, Freeman, when I was 3 years old, I had I forget which, some flu that was killing people everywhere. And of course, Mom didn't take us to the doctor unless she couldn't stop the bleeding. So I was at home in bed and came very close to dying. I was saved by my guardian angel. Legionnaire's disease, no, it was the flu. They had different names for them, like Asian flu and swine flu and all those different weird names. I've had measles, mumps, chicken pox, and German measles. That's what people did when I was a kid. Although when the German measles went around, I had gone to the beach with a church group, and they warned us that one of the girls who had gone with us had German measles, and we'd better watch out because German measles, it's a different virus from regular, I think it is it, let's see. Well, German measles is rubella. I think regular measles is roseola. It's a different virus or whatever. And it could cause blindness. So you have to avoid direct sunlight. And Mom went totally nuts, put blackout curtains on my windows and made me wear sunglasses inside the house. And when I walked out to the kitchen, she screamed at me to get back in my room. That was a little bit overboard. Anyway, yeah, I got measles, mumps, and chickenpox when my older brother was in kindergarten, and he got them and brought them home. And that's just what you did. I don't think we had vaccinations for them. We do now. Hi, Pio. Welcome in. Oh, wow. What a day. My heating pad is too hot. Come on. There. Here. Tora says there's no such thing as too hot when it comes to heating pads. I seem to have a really sore throat today. I think it's the something in the air. We haven't had rain in quite a while, and the cedar trees are dropping pollen. Yeah, I got the email, Freeman. I got it early this morning, and I was kind of busy preparing for the show. Anyway, I made a fruit cake and I want to eat it, but I've promised it to someone else, so I have to make another one. I did eat one slice of it to make sure it was good. I used a banana bread recipe, and then I listened to Smoking and Grilling with AB on YouTube. I did not use his recipe exactly. I used more flour than he did. Yeah, I'll try to record the next fruit cake. I'm a camera klutz. I didn't get the first one, but with the banana bread recipe, it's soft and easy to chew. Well, the store-bought fruit cakes just don't do it. You either get this square like a log, but it's square it's like trying to cut into a tire when you slice it. Or you get this big cake that's all dried out until you soak it in rum or brandy, and the fruit is not The fruit is like dry and hard. Oh, Pio wants to know if Freeman sent him the link to that. I forget exactly what it was. Does Freeman have your email? Well, Ditch could forward it to you. If Ditch got it. You might need a VPN to view it. It might be country limited. I don't know. Oh, gosh. After I made the fruit cake, the first one, I slept all night, got up for a couple hours in the morning, and then slept all day and all night again. I think Pio's in Poland, Freeman. Yeah. Ditch says Poland. Wow. Poland apparently is full of refugees from the war in Ukraine. I'm glad I don't live in that part of the world. I thank God for that. I mean, we don't get to choose where we're born. Wow. Well, I'm sure Poland is a good place, Freeman, but it's rather close to that war in Ukraine. And war is never a good thing. People die. Not just soldiers, everybody. Soldiers sign up for it, but they hope it never happens, unless they're insane. Arlo Guthrie had a little comedy routine about how he went to the draft board and acted insane, and they said, "You're our boy," and signed him up. It was a joke, but it was, during the Vietnam era. The Vietnam War was just awful. Actually, there's a large Muslim population in Ukraine. At one time, that country was part of the Ottoman Empire, Turkey. Yeah, shortly before our Civil War, Russia freed Crimea, but the English and French came in and forced Russia to let the Ottoman Empire keep Ukraine, but more has happened since then. The Ottoman Empire's military was primarily Muslims from other countries, like Arabia. Hi, inventive goldfish, welcome in. The oh, I don't even remember the title, let alone the guy's name, but the ruler of the Ottoman Empire converted to Islam so that the Muslim Arabs would fight for him. Because they were very good soldiers. Oh, Suleiman. Thank you, Freeman. It's odd. I've not at the moment, but in the past, I've personally known some Muslim Americans, and they were absolutely against violence. But they still considered people of other religions inferior. And I knew a couple from Persia. We call it Iran, they call it Persia. They were refugees when the Shah was overturned, and they had to leave because they were Christians. They didn't talk about it, but when I was at their house, I noticed their child reading these Sunday school books about Christianity. Freeman, you're getting rather paranoid. YouTube deleted your comment, Tracy? Maybe they thought that Dick was a bad word. Philip K. Dick. They won't let me post my actual name in chat. So I have to change it. Yeah, you're probably right, Ditch. Paranoid is his natural state. Yeah, I'm sorry for what you've gone through, Freeman. I used to tutor foreign students, and the Saudi Arabians were assholes. They had tons of money, but they never paid their bills. The guys from the smaller countries were mostly really nice and hoping to stay here in the U.S. as long as possible. Oh, baklava. You're making me hungry, Pio. I'm not sure what a doner kebab is. Doner is thunder, I think. Kebabs are things on skewers. Oh, but I also like dolmas. Some call them dolme. It's a Greek thing, but it's also a Middle Eastern thing. Lamb and sometimes potatoes, sometimes vegetables wrapped in grape leaves and soaked. The grape leaves are soaked in vinegar, and of course they're cooked. They are so good. Ah, Ditch is giving you good advice, Tracy. Mm, wow. Yeah, that is one thing Muslims will do. They will make life hell for drug dealers. They're totally against alcohol and drugs. Yes, Freeman, Soylent Green is people. I don't think they do that in Poland. I hope not. Ah, Tora Tora. That's a pretty kitty. I don't know if she's crying or just happy. When she sleeps, she makes this little noise. Well, I'm glad I'm learning to cook. I know what's in the food that I make. I don't want to know that, Freeman. That's what happens when you let people into your country without checking their background first. suffering here in the U.S. I'm all for immigration, but not for drug dealers and terrorists and criminals. You know, there has to be some order to it. Not just open the gates and say, come on in, one and all. I hope YouTube doesn't hate me for saying that. Oh well. I don't know. Anyway, with the fruitcake, I soaked the citrus peels and dried cherries and raisins in rum. But some people use brandy. I just don't like it. Or you could use fruit juice or water if you don't want any alcohol in it. And with the banana bread recipe, of course, you don't put in the bananas. They add some sweetness to the mix, so I substituted a quarter cup of brown sugar for the bananas. The store-bought fruit cakes really aren't that good. We have a local bakery. They might be making fruit cake. We'll see. I don't know. It seems to me that criminals don't stop committing crimes just because they got off on the old charges. They'll commit new crimes, and if we're lucky, they'll get caught. We need to shake things up in D.C. That omnibus bill is dead on arrival. It was full of all kinds of pork, including a 60% pay increase for all the senators and representatives in Congress, the House and the Senate. 60% pay increase while we're struggling to buy groceries and put gas in the car. And of course, the legacy media are all, oh, the horror, there won't be funds for the disaster relief. There won't be funds for the farmers. Well, that's the tiniest bit of this 1,500-page omnibus bill. It's just full of pork. So apparently, since they all want to go home for Christmas and New Year's, they'll come up with a clean bill and hope it passes. One can always hope. I don't really have like tons of hope for the new administration. Pork is, it means that you're putting in grants of money for things that are not really useful. I think it comes from when pig farmers got subsidies many, many moons ago. Oh, that's right, pork barrel. Pork used to be packed in barrels with tons of salt. Anyway, whatever. Pork means fluff and nonsense just to make your own constituents happy or make your donors happy. Yeah. Norman Mailer, the writer who married his own ego. I don't know much about Norman Mailer. Okay, Freeman. Okay, Ditch got it. Pork is a government project or appropriation, that means money, that yields jobs or other benefits to a specific locale and patronage opportunities to its political representative. These days, it's usually to make the donors happy so they'll support the politician's campaign. Oddly, Freeman, I am not widely read, and my degree is in English literature. I've read about Norman Mailer, but gerrymandering, yeah. Gerrymandering is election fraud, voter fraud. It's mostly by dividing the political districts so that this district will be all Democrat or all Republican. And I believe the guy it's named after was Jerry Mander. Something like that. Rearranging my desk. So anyway. Jason has a customer. Good. Eldridge Jerry? Thank you, inventive goldfish. Eldridge Jerry, governor of Massachusetts. Okay. Anyway, next you'll want to talk about the Whiskey Rebellion. I don't have huge hopes anyway, but with the new administration, but I suspect that things won't get much worse. Elbridge with a B, not Eldridge. Okay, I just, for some reason, saw Eldridge. Yeah. Which kind of reminds me of the Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch, a Philip K. Dick novel. That novel has been compared to acid trips. It involves drugs, by the way. The good drug is can-D, candy. The bad drug is chew-Z, choosy. And I'm pretty sure Phil made it that way because adults used to just go nuts about chewing gum. They thought it was very bad for their children. It would make their teeth crooked and all kinds of bad stuff. So choosy is chewing gum and candy is candy. And the drugs allow them to enter a fantasy world involving Barbie dolls. You got to read the book. I love the ending where I've forgotten the guy's name, Leo Bolero, I think. He says that we haven't done too bad considering we're only human. I'm paraphrasing. Ditch substance D is D for death. It's bad. That's from A Scanner Darkly. The girl with her unborn brother inside of her, I think that was Martian Time Slip. Freeman? I think that's the one. There have been rare but amazing cases of twins where one of the twins failed to be born but was held inside the living twin. Yeah, they used that in Total Recall. I haven't seen the remake, just the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, Quaid. The movie heroes of the Philip K. Dick stories are not his heroes. Phil's heroes are ordinary people, mostly men, but just ordinary with all the flaws and weaknesses of ordinary people. But they are the heroes, the true heroes. They aren't Superman or the Hulk or Captain America. They're just ordinary people who choose to do the right thing. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Ditch. The remake of Total Recall was awful. They told me not to bother seeing it. Oh well. Well, the original Total Recall really got Phil's sense of humor, while Blade Runner got his dark vision of the future without the humor. Yeah, I like the ending of the story. It's a very long story. We can remember it for you wholesale. In that one, he really does save the world in a twisted, ironic way. Saves himself, too. Well, most of Phil's titles were written by his editors. Phil openly admitted that he was not good at coming up with titles. For example, his novella, a short novel, Cantata 140, which is a Bach cantata, Wachet auf, Wake Up, or Sleepers Awake. Well, his editor, I think it was Terry Carr, renamed it A Crack in Space, which was a reference to the House of Ill Repute that was on a satellite orbiting the Earth. Now, realistically, Cantata 140 wouldn't have sold as well as A Crack in Space, but Phil was really angry about that title. Oh well. I met Terry Carr and Robert Silverberg and their wives for about an hour. We were at a hotel in San Francisco on the way to Phil's final divorce decree from Nancy. And he had told me that he was already divorced. Oh well, anyway, Phil had the nerve to tell me he'd had affairs with both of their wives. I don't even know whether that was true. In Phil's world, that could have been a fantasy. Jeez. Anyway, whatever. Water under the bridge now. Oh, the Lions Club, Ditch. I've had to step down from the Lions. Uh, Various reasons, not the least of which is my health. Well, Phil might have been hard to be married to, but so was I. And frankly, He's the only man I ever wanted to be married to. We didn't have much money, but the intellectual stimulation was nonstop. And he actually allowed me to participate in his writing, something he did not do with his other wives. I thought he'd been married once and divorced. Boy, was I wrong. He'd been married 4 times, but he always claimed the first one didn't count. It lasted like 1 or 2 months, and he had various reasons for why they broke up. I don't know if we're aliens, Freeman, although that has crossed my mind. We were definitely different from other people. I could not be satisfied with just being a housewife and mother. There had to be more to life than that. And there's nothing wrong with being a housewife and mother. But it didn't suit me. I was born wanting to know things, science especially. Ditch has to do the dishes. Later, everyone. I've been doing dishes for several days because I put it off for so long. And I had to have clean dishes to make fruitcake. Well, we're getting close to an hour. I really haven't got much to say anyway. But thank you for coming in, Ditch. It's always good to have you here. And you can send Pio that link. Well, I wasn't Jungle Jane with a kid in tow. But I was taking a couple classes at the junior college, the community college. It was almost free, very cheap. And, just being in the same house with Phil was an adventure. I gotta get off anyway. I'm starving. I don't eat breakfast, but I'm hungry today. And there's sausage and eggs waiting for me, or maybe sausage gravy with biscuits. I'm going to have to figure out how to make biscuits. I don't have the little tube from the grocery store. Anyway, I'm going to just thank you all and Merry Christmas. No happy holidays crap. Even though Jesus was not born in December. The Romans held their census on one of the Jewish holy weeks in September. Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, Feast of the Trumpets, followed by Rosh Hashanah, Day of Atonement, not December. All of you have wonderful holidays, whatever you celebrate. Christmas, Hanukkah, even Kwanzaa, whatever. And we all celebrate the new year, don't we? Thank you for being here, Tracy, and Freeman, and Witta, and oh, what's next is here. Welcome in and see you later. And Ditch, and Freeman, and Jason. I think Jason had to leave. It's been really great to have you all here. So Bye.